It's the moment we've all been waiting for, building the pool stairs and landing. We started by cutting the 2x4s and laying everything out on the ground, doing that classic DIY method of, this feels right, so it has to be right, which is also how chaos is born. But I did the measuring, so it has to be right, right? At one point, a murder of crows flew overhead, and I briefly considered it a warning. Then it's on to screwing, measuring, remeasuring, and me walking inside to make dinner like I didn't just leave a full construction crew unattended on the driveway. Apparently, people still expect to eat, even when there's a backyard project happening, and I figured surely nothing too exciting could happen while I was gone for a little while. So my husband takes over, which is fine, until it becomes very clear that one person can only hold so many pieces of wood at the same time. Also, important detail, my husband is doing all of this in socks. Just socks. At no point does he upgrade. He fully committed to the socks. Thankfully, our son showed up and suddenly it was teamwork again. Like a well-timed construction rescue mission. The timing honestly couldn't have been better because up until then, it was looking a lot like one man in socks trying to solve a giant wooden puzzle by himself. Then we hit the we need a third set of hands stage, which is how I got recruited mid-dinner prep like I'm part of an emergency response team for unstable wood. I just happened to walk out of the garage at the perfect time and became the hero my husband needed. From there, it turned into cutting, measuring, stabilizing, checking measurements, and then checking them again just to be safe. At this point, my husband and our son were really finding their groove. There was a lot of moving boards around, holding things in place, stepping back to look at it, and then making a few adjustments before moving forward. You know, the kind of problem solving that comes with building something from scratch when there isn't a giant instruction manual telling you exactly what to do next. And honestly, watching the sped up footage makes it look like they're having a very intense conversation with the lumber. Measure, cut, attach, step back, stare at it, nod, repeat. It's basically a dance, except instead of music, it's the sound of a tape measure snapping back and a drill running every few minutes. And the best part is that little by little, it starts looking less like a pile of boards and more like an actual structure, which is always a huge confidence boost because there's a point in every DIY project where it could either become exactly what you planned or a very expensive lesson. Thankfully, this one was starting to look promising. At least promising enough that nobody was suggesting we take it apart and start over. And honestly, when you're building something from scratch, that's usually a pretty good sign. After dinner, we graduated to the need for more humans phase, which translated to go get the teenagers. So now all of us were out there lifting this giant framed landing and walking it from the driveway to the pool. With all four of us helping, it actually went surprisingly smoothly, which was a little suspicious. And then the teens deserted us, which is how my husband and I ended up going full beast mode, just the two of us, lifting and maneuvering this entire frame structure onto the cement blocks without the extra hands we had been relying on. Next up, stairs and decking. Follow along and don't forget to subscribe.